मुदस्सिर आवाज आ रही है? मुदस्सिर आवाज आ रही है?
यस सर, आ रही है।
ओके। ये कैप्शंस को कहां से बंद करते हैं यार, कुछ अंदाजा है?
सर नीचे जो डिस्प्ले में 3 डॉट है, मतलब ये वर्टिकली, उससे बंद
जी।
किया जाता है सर।
अच्छा एक सेकंड, अभी मैं दोबारा देखता हूँ। हाँ ये देखिए लिखा हुआ आ रहा है, ये 3 डॉट्स को मैंने क्लिक किया है, उसके बाद अच्छा कैप्शंस तो ऑफ लिखा हुआ है इसमें, कैप्शंस और ऑफ।
सर दोबारा ऑफ करें, ऑन करें फिर ऑफ करें सर।
अच्छा ये एक दफा ये नीचे भी सीसी लिखा हुआ टर्न्स ऑन कैप्शंस।
यस सर, इसको भी ऑफ कर दें।
अच्छा एक दफा ऑन किया, देखिए मैंने ऑन किया, कहता है इंग्लिश इंग्लिश, चले मैंने अप्लाई कर दिया। ओके अच्छा अब जो है दोबारा मैं इसको ऑफ कर देता हूँ। अब ये मैंने ऑफ कर दिया, ये फिर भी आ रहा है, या ये इसके तो नहीं, पावर पॉइंट के कैप्शंस तो नहीं ये ऑप्शन, आई डोंट नो। एनी आइडिया? तो बड़ी गड़बड़ रहेगी यार, ये तो हम पश्तो में भी बात थोड़ी बहुत कर लेते हैं, उर्दू में भी और इंग्लिश। चेक कर सकते हैं जरा ये, आई हैव नो आइडिया। यहाँ तो मैंने देखें ऑफ कर दी है। गूगल गूगल जो है क्लासरूम इसमें तो ऑफ है, दैट इज ओके। अब ये कहीं आई डोंट नो इफ दिस इज फीचर ऑफ ये जो क्यों जनाब, एनीबॉडी टू हेल्प?
सर आप दोबारा ज्वाइन कर ले, शायद ठीक हो जाएगा सर।
नहीं ये पहले भी था यार, दिस इज हैपनिंग अगेन एंड अगेन, दिस हैपेंड अर्लियर। लेकिन अभी ज्वाइन तो मैंने देखें अभी किया ना, मैंने तो अभी ऑन नहीं किया, जैसे ज्वाइन किया तो मैंने कहा ये तो फिर वही मसला चल रहा है। जरा देख सकते हैं, नेट पे सर्च कर सकते हैं, पावर पॉइंट के ऑप्शन में कोई देखें, वहां तो ये मसला नहीं है, पावर पॉइंट भी हो सकता है ये काम कर रहा हो। हाँ अभी खत्म हो गया, यस यस यस, ये मैं आपको बता दूं, दिस वाज फीचर ऑफ पावर पॉइंट। ये जो प्रेजेंटर व्यू है इसमें है टॉगल सबटाइटल, देखें ये, नाउ यू विल सी दी titles, and now when I click it, it turns off. So this was the feature of this is the feature of PowerPoint. Murphy's law का पता है? Do you know what is Murphy's law? Anyone?
यस सर, पता है।
बताएं ना हमजा, क्या है
उसका ये स्टेटमेंट है कि if something is going to go wrong, it will go wrong.
yes, very well said. Murphy's law देखें इस तरह है कि एक तो चले वो तो एक अलग चीज़ है, yesterday it was announced that it will be holidays for universities, and then वो classes का issue, then it was decided by the management university definitely like 9 or 10 o'clock, so there was no idea. तो एक तो ये सिलसिला तो चल रहा था कि मैंने अब सुबह क्लास के लिए पहुंचना है या ऑनलाइन करना है। एनीवेज अनाउंस हो गया कि जी ये दिस विल बी ऑनलाइन क्लास, व्हिच आई सेड ओके दिस इज गुड कि आप लोगों को भी मौका मिल जाएगा। दूसरा, आई वाज रियली वरीड फॉर द एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस, बिकॉज एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस दे टोल्ड अस टू बी फेस टू फेस, and gathering all of you at a specific time and a specific class, I was worried that how we are going to do it. But anyways, I was happy it will be relatively easier now. तो अभी सुबह से my internet is Storm Fiber, जो कि 10 Mbps था पहले. I switched it up to 20 Mbps only for the reason last year when classes started that there should not be a problem, at least from my end. From my side the internet should be best, so that at least students should not have any trouble. क्योंकि अगर आपकी तरफ भी नेट कमजोर है, मेरी तरफ भी नेट कमजोर है, तो बस फिर तो ज्यादा प्रॉब्लम है. लेकिन आज सुबह मैं जब उठा हूँ फजर के बाद, तो मैं देखता हूँ जनाब के वो नेट काम ही नहीं कर रहा है. क्या कहते हैं, इट इज वो है, एरर दे रहा है. हालांकि ये फाइबर ऑप्टिक है, इट इज इनसाइड माय होम. Very unusual. It happens maybe in a year, once a year or so. But it happened just today in the morning. So anyways, I'm connected with my 4G, or 4G also over here is a big issue. Sometimes the signal drops or some, I don't know, there are some कोई blockage है, क्या चक्कर है. Anyways, तो मेरा point अभी सिर्फ ये था कि आज सुबह ये भी मसला थोड़ा सा खड़ा हो गया. Anyways, in case my signal drops and if it breaks 4G signal, so please don't worry, I will be joining back. ठीक हो गया हमजा?
यस सर, ठीक हो गया.
ठीक है, ओके. मोहसिन भी कह रहा है ओके, गुड, ठीक है. तो कितने स्टूडेंट्स हो चुके हैं? 12. कम है स्टूडेंट्स, कम है. हम आस्ता आस्ता स्टार्ट भी ले लेते हैं. अच्छा, दूसरी चीज़ ये कि कौन अटेंडेंस लेगा? हमजा आप ले सकते हैं जो कंफर्टेबल हो लेने में. हु विल टेक द अटेंडेंस?
ले लेंगे सर.
ठीक है आमिर, शॉट ले लेंगे ना, स्क्रीनशॉट. और वो क्योंकि मेरी असल में एक्सटेंशन जो थी इसकी, वो अटेंडेंस वाली, वो समहाउ मुझे लगता है कि शायद वो हो चुकी है. आई डोंट नो, मैं ट्राई कर लेता हूँ कि अगर अवेलेबल है. मुझे लगता है देयर इज ए प्रॉब्लम मेरी, क्योंकि इतने दिनों से हमने इस्तेमाल नहीं किया. देयर इज एन इशू. तो बहरहाल आप वो कर लेंगे. आमिर आपके ज़िम्मे स्क्रीनशॉट लेके मुझे भी ईमेल कर दें और इरफान को भी कर देंगे.
ओके सर.
गुड आमिर. अच्छा, आई जस्ट वांट टू क्विकली डिस्कस आल्सो कि व्हेन शुड बी दी एक्स्ट्रा क्लासेस. मैंने इरफान को कहा हुआ है. अब तो आसान हो जाएगा ना आमिर?
यस सर.
एक्स्ट्रा क्लास मच इजियर. ऐसा ही है आमिर, आप कुछ कह रहे थे?
यस सर. सर फ्राइडे ठीक होगा.
आमिर बहुत लेट हो जाएगा फ्राइडे यार. कांट वी मेक इट, क्योंकि 2 क्लासेस लेनी है ना हमने, एक तो नहीं लेनी है. वी हैव टू अरेंज 2 क्लासेस.
सर कल हमारा सर क्लासेस है कल भी.
नहीं, कल तो मैं भी बिजी हूँ. कल तो मेरी भी सुबह क्लास है. कल मैं बिजी भी हूँ. उसके बाद कल तो पॉसिबल नहीं. व्हाट अबाउट एक सेकंड.
और सर आज लैब
नहीं, आज तो नहीं, आज भी नहीं, कल भी नहीं. वेडनेसडे को अगर हम एक कर लें, आपकी और दूसरे सेक्शन की कंबाइंड ऑनलाइन, वो इशू नहीं है, वो तो हो जाता है. और एक मैं कहता हूँ
ठीक है फिर सर,
एक थर्सडे को हम कर लें.
ओके सर.
तो वेडनेसडे को कौन सा टाइम
होती है हमारी? लैब क्लास है सर, तो यूनिवर्सिटी जाना पड़ेगा, तो इसलिए
लैब की क्लास. अच्छा ठीक है. देखिए, अच्छा ना आप बता रहे हैं, दिस इज द कंस्ट्रेंट, सो वी विल वर्क अराउंड दैट. आपने वेडनेसडे को लैब है आपकी?
नो सर, वेडनेसडे को छुट्टी है सर.
बिल्कुल टोटल फुल डे फ्री है?
यस सर.
अच्छा, गुड. सो वी कैन थिंक ऑफ वेडनेसडे आल्सो. अब मुझे उस सेक्शन का नहीं पता, एक तो सेक्शन में भूल जाता हूँ. आपका जो सेक्शन है कौन सा है? ई है?
यस सर, ई सेक्शन
आपका ई है ना? तो दूसरा सेक्शन मेरे ख्याल में डी है. उनका भी चेक कर लेते हैं. मैं चाहूंगा कि दोनों एक साथ, क्योंकि अब अनयूजुअल सर्कमस्टांसेस है ना, ऐसा ना हो कि मसला हो. तो आई वांट टू हैव इट कंबाइंड और हो जाए. और फिर आपकी दोबारा थर्सडे को क्या सूरत हाल है? व्हाट अबाउट थर्सडे?
सर थर्सडे को सर पहले जो है ना लैब क्लास है, फिर उसके बाद शहदुल्ला साहब की क्लास है ऑनलाइन।
अच्छा, किस टाइम पे लैब क्लास कब खत्म होगी, कब से कब तक है?
सर 8 बजे 8:30 बजे स्टार्ट हो जाती है, तो तकरीबन 1 घंटा होती है वो क्लास।
और लैब कब है, लैब?
ये सर ये पहले लैब की क्लास है सर।
नहीं, मैं उसकी बात कर रहा हूँ, शाहिदुल्लाह साहब की क्लास कब शुरू होगी, कब खत्म होगी?
और 11 बजे सर स्टार्ट हो जाती है, तकरीबन 1 बजे 1:30 बजे सर खत्म हो जाती है।
तो अब अगर ऑनलाइन क्लास होगी तो क्या हम 2 बजे नहीं ले सकते? खैर है, मेरी क्लास जो है हमारी ठीक है, हम आखिरी लेक्चर्स होंगे, इतना वो नहीं होगा कि इज इट नॉट पॉसिबल कि हम 2 बजे कर लें?
सर ये तो अभी स्टूडेंट पे डिपेंड करेगा सर।
नहीं, कर लेंगे ना, मैं अनाउंस कर दूंगा ना, मैं आपसे जनरल डिस्कशन कर रहा हूँ कि 2 बजे करने में कोई हर्ज है? एनीबॉडी अभी बैठे हैं ना, ये सुन रहे हैं ना, एनीवन, इफ वी हैव थर्सडे 2 PM, एनी इशू? एनीवन?
नो सर, कोई इशू नहीं।
नो इश्यू।
ओके, मैं ये मैसेज कर रहा हूँ ना इरफान को मैसेज कर रहा हूँ कि पॉसिबल क्लास टाइम्स डेज आर, एक ऑप्शन हम दे रहे हैं वेनेसडे को, आप कह रहे हैं वेनेसडे?
यस सर।
वेनेसडे को हम सुबह नहीं, फिर सुबह वेनेसडे अगर फुल फ्री है तो 8 बजे कर लें।
यस सर ठीक है सर।
वेनेसडे 8 AM, ठीक हो गया। दूसरी ऑप्शन आप कह रहे हैं थर्सडे 2 PM, एंड व्हाट अबाउट फ्राइडे?
फ्राइडे सर बिल्कुल फ्री है सर।
तो फ्राइडे भी 8 AM हो सकता है। मैंने देखिए, मैं आपको रिपीट कर देता हूं, वेनेसडे 8 AM, और उसके बाद लिख देता हूं फुल डे इज फ्री, ऐसा ही है?
यस सर।
थर्सडे जो है
9 AM
टू,
कर ले सर।
जी
9 AM कर ले सर, अक्सर ये
ना करेंगे। पता क्या, मैं देखें अपना कौन बात कर रहा है?
सर मोहसिन।
मोहसिन, ऐसा है कि मुझे फ्रैंकली कोई इशू नहीं है 9 o'clock का, लेकिन वेनेसडे को मुझे डिपार्टमेंट जाना है, वहां पर कुछ काम है, तो मैं चाहता हूं कि हम इसको कर लें, फिर वरना 9 o'clock शुरू करेंगे, वहां की मसला मेरा लेट हो जाएगा। और माशाल्लाह आप लोगों का आखिरी हफ्ता है यार, यू आर फ्री, इसके बाद खत्म, इसके बाद कोई आपको तंगोल नहीं है आपके लिए।
ठीक है सर, ठीक।
क्या ख्याल है? लास्ट वीक है यार, लास्ट वीक ऑफ BSc इंजीनियरिंग। मोहसिन
कबूल है सर, कबूल है सर, ठीक है।
चलें, जिंदाबाद जिंदाबाद। अच्छा, तो थर्सडे इज 2 PM ऑनवर्ड्स, यानी कि 2 PM ऑनवर्ड्स है, उससे पहले बिजी हैं, मॉर्निंग इज बिजी। मैं एक सेकंड, ये असल में मैं दिस आई एम टेलिंग इरफान अली, टीचिंग असिस्टेंट, सो दैट ही कैन schedule the other section accordingly, and we need two session। या हम ये भी तो कर सकते हैं कि अगर कोई इशू हुआ, एक सेकेंड, if there is an issue, will it be okay, Amir and Mohsin and everybody else, that we go for 2 sessions back to back? Does that suit you or no? That is not issue. But I'm not in favor it, by the way, but I'm just asking, just in case we have issue।
नो सर, वो तो सर लेक्चर रिकॉर्डिंग में भी होंगे, तो वो अगर कुछ मिस कर भी जाए बीच में तो हम बाद में भी देख सकते हैं।
अच्छा, नो सर मींस कि नो इशू, एक्चुअली दिस इज योर पॉइंट।
यस सर।
मोहसिन ठीक है, आमिर?
यस सर कोई इशू नहीं है।
ठीक है, हमजा, मोहम्मद हमजा?
नो सर, जिस तरह आपने कहा है आखिरी वीक है, बस कोई इशू भी नहीं है।
ठीक है, मेरी पहली प्रेफरेंस तो यही होगी कि वी हैव 2 सेपरेट सेशन फॉर 2 डिफरेंट लेक्चर्स, दिस विल बी माय फर्स्ट प्रेफरेंस। बट सिंस, क्योंकि देखें और टीचर्स की भी शायद क्लासेस मिस तो हुई हैं सबकी, अगले ईद की भी हैं, कोई कंस्ट्रेंट आ गया तो फिर हम बैक टू बैक वी विल डू इट, बट दैट विल बी द सेकंड ऑप्शन। चलो ठीक हो गया, गुड इनफ। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट द लेक्चर, एंड आई थिंक वी आर नाउ स्टिल 14 स्टूडेंट, वेरी लेस नंबर, 14 भी नहीं है, वी आर एक्चुअली 12 स्टूडेंट्स नाउ ओनली। चलें स्टार्ट करें फिर। मोहसिन, शुड वी स्टार्ट?
Yes, sir,
आमिर?
yes, sir. move ahead, sir.
जी सर कर ले
चलें, let's start. Okay, please keep in mind, don't mix this. I will let me correct this. Let me correct this right now, because by the way, is it lecture 12 or is it some other lecture? I don't know. I'm forgetting. Let me not write the lecture number. The reason, please keep the reason in mind. Actually, I was supposed to do problems on the board regarding the present worth analysis, future worth analysis, selection of different alternatives, which we were doing already. But since yesterday we had an abrupt change in the scheme from face-to-face to online, so I could not prepare myself with that regard. Although I have this digital pen, but I felt like I have to organize little practice that before I take the class, because I need to calibrate my hand on this small pad for solving those problems. Because in the class, if you remember, we were doing the format that I would ask you also to come to the board in order so that you get the practice of solving these problems. So for that reason, I picked up another lecture which was due in the next class. So I took this lecture so that I get the chance. I will prepare myself for this digital pad top of problem solving, or maybe putting them in the PowerPoint, whatever is the case. So that is the reason I avoided that sequence of lecture. But I think that's not an issue. This is a standalone topic, a very interesting topic. Let's discuss this, and then in the next class or whatever is appropriate. So in one class, we are going to solve problems, and the other class, now from this point onward, one class will be in which we'll do some few problems. So in order to complete our broader spectrum of course, and the last class would be related to break-even analysis. So inshallah, that will close our course content, will finish our course content. And as far as business organization is concerned, you remember we have already done that in the beginning. That was the last lecture which we have organized in earlier, because there was a difference between the two classes. So that is already there. Okay. So let's come back to the topic, which is, again, it is very much related to the same. किसी का माइक ऑन है? मुदस्सिर, आपका, मुदस्सिर जमान? हाँ ठीक है, मुदस्सिर आप बेहतर है. Okay. So this topic is also related to engineering economics. It's not something out of that. You will see, we will see some of the aspects of engineering economics. If you remember in the beginning, we discussed about interest, and some of you had the notion that, for example, interest generally from the Islamic perspective is forbidden, so why to go for that? And we had a detailed discussion that we need to understand this phenomena in order to fully know what it is actually and why it is not. What are the drawbacks of this? But if you remember, maybe in your class or in the other class, I mentioned that other than the interest of a institution like a bank, there is another concept which is utilized in the analysis, in the economic analysis, which is the topic of today actually, rate of return. You will be surprised to see that we will not be bothered what this bank is offering, but we are going to see same principles. I mean, from the principle, I mean same formula. From the same formula, we are going to use the concept that if we are having a business, for example, if you remember, I have been giving you the example of starting a small company which is producing blocks or bricks, concrete blocks, concrete bricks. For example, you become an entrepreneur and you start a company, then you are investing in purchasing the land or taking a lease of the land, and then spending some money on establishing the small factory. Then you have the technicians and labor and equipment which is used to produce those blocks. So I'm trying to give you the cash flow in your mind. So over the period of months and years, you are spending money on materials, electricity, taxes, labor, maintenance, fuel, etc. And after a certain period of time, you also start earning back. When you are selling your product, which is a brick or a block, so as a result of that, you're getting some cash flow, inflow. So with the assumption, for example, today, we are sitting and discussing a business plan for your company, that you are going to establish this company. Let's sit and estimate that when and how much profitable we could be. So this is the analysis which we want to do. So we draw a cash flow in which, just hold on, I get a message from Zoom. I don't know. I hope I'm not low on the megabytes. Okay, no problem. No issue. It's just telling me I've used 2 GB and I have 9 GBs. No issue. Okay, sorry for that. Mohsin, आवाज आ रही है? Hamza, are you with me? Amir?
Yes sir, आ रही है
Yes sir,
sir.
आ रही है.
Okay. Are you following me? What story I'm trying to create? Are
Yes,
you
sir.
understand? आमिर समझ आ रही है ना मैं क्या कहने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ? अभी तक बात कंप्लीट नहीं हुई है, लेकिन जो भी मैंने कहा है, is it clear to you?
Yes sir.
Mohsin? Mohsin.
Yes sir, yes sir.
Okay. Mudassir. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Ahmad. No, sorry. Imad Tawafik.
Yes, sir.
Are you getting what I'm trying to say? Any confusion? Any confusion so far?
No, sir.
Okay, let's move. So, Amir, we are establishing this company. Let's say Amir will be the person who is planning this business and we are helping him. So I'm trying to, before I start the lecture, actually, I'm trying to give you this concept, what we are going to do today, what we are going to learn today. So you have the cash flow over the years. Let's say for 10 years, we are seeing that we are forecasting that how much expenses will be made, how much revenue will be generated. And now by this time, I'm expecting you to be very, very clear on the concept of, for example, there might be major repairs happening, different cash flows might be happening. Now, we are going to see today, when we balance our outflows with our inflows, we will use few techniques to determine that what is the interest or what is the rate of return on this spending and the money which we are expecting to get back. So what is the value of I? So you see over here, it was your pure investment. You invested from your pocket, and then you spend the money over years and you earn the money over years. No other institution is involved, and you are trying to see that how much is the I. Mohsin, are you getting my point? No financial institution involved, only you. And your business is spending and your business is earning. And we try to find out what is the value of I in this cash flow. Mohsin.
Yes sir, yes sir. Got the scenario sir.
समझ आ गई ना बात? जो हमने याद है शुरू में कहा था कि जी ये तो सूद है, ये तो बैंक इन्वॉल्व हो जाएगा, याद है हमने वो तो डिस्कशन तो की थी, लेकिन अब मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ कि ये तो हमारी अपनी कैश फ्लो होगी, उसमें हम देखेंगे कि हम कितना आई मतलब एक आई में कैन बी एनीथिंग, एक्स, यू कैन से इट एक्स. What is the return? How much you are getting back? You invested from your pocket and you are recovering from your organization or your factory or your business, and let's see what is the profit. That's all, nothing else. Got the point?
Yes sir.
Okay. So after completing this lecture, the student should be able to evaluate project cash flows with internal rate of return measures, plot a project's present worth against the interest rate, use an incremental rate of return analysis to evaluate for competing alternatives, and so on. So different options will be there and we will try to understand those. Now, techniques for cash flow analysis, you already know. We do the present worth analysis. You know already that, but let me just quickly show what does that mean. So, for example, you have a cash flow. This is, for example, let's say this is an arbitrarily drawn cash flow. So what you do is just hold on, gentlemen, just hold on. I'm getting a call from this university. Just 1 minute. ओके, आई एम सॉरी फॉर दैट। सेंटर के वो फोर्कलिफ्ट के मसले मसाइल। मोहसिन, मैं कहां पर था, क्या बात हो रही थी? आमिर,
Sir, ये run time cash flow आप
Okay.
describe.
Okay. So this is your business and different cash flows are happening, and what you will do is you will convert this to P, to P, P, this expense again to P, this is already P. So what you are doing is you find a big P, which is the summation of all these small p's. For example, let me call it small p's, pi, and I is equal to from 0, from this current unit, 0 means time 0 to time n number of years. So you convert all the p's to 1 and you get just one value of p. For example, rupees 100 million, all the cash flow converted and you get the value of it. So this is the present worth analysis. You should be now very clear. Annual cash flow analysis, you already know. What you do is you transform such a cash flow into a uniform series, just to one uniform series. So you transform into a big A, whereas you have various quantities. You might have P's, you might have F's, F1, F2, F3, and so on, and you transform them into an A. So this is your annual worth analysis. And by the way, you can also do a future worth analysis. Future worth analysis is what you transform everything to future. So that is called the future worth analysis. Okay. So these are the techniques. You have an annual cash flow analysis, rate of return analysis, which we are going to study, incremental analysis, and these other techniques, benefit cost ratio analysis, payback period. But anyways, we are going to touch upon some of the basic things. We'll do the fundamentals, like in, for example, RC1 or structure analysis. You understand the fundamentals. When you go to masters, then you go into depth and you go for a very complicated analysis. And so we are going to be limited. Don't worry, don't be panicked that this is too much, very difficult. Yes, we understand it's very complicated. And by the way, this is the crux of the matter. The big projects need to be reviewed from these. And when you submit your PC1s, especially those PC1s where you are establishing, for example, a bus system or a railway system, or sometimes even for roads now, the government says that we are spending 20%, you spend rest of it, and then in those projects you also do the rate of return or IRR. These analyses are done in order to see that when and how much return will be there from this investment which they are making. So this is important. So let's go further. Rate of return analysis. So in rate of return analysis, we calculate the internal rate of return, calculating rate of return analysis, incremental cash flow. So let's see an example. Just hold on. Okay. Okay. So now in this case, if you see cash flow, we have year 0, then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 years of cash flow. Now, if you see on the day 1 today, you are spending 5,000. Amir, am I right?
Yes, sir.
Why I said I'm spending?
सर नेगेटिव साइन इसमें.
Yes, Mudassir. So we have used this convention. It can be any format, but our convention can change person to person. But our convention says minus means outflow and positive means inflow. So 5,000 is the initial investment, and let's see what it says. We know that present worth of 5 payments of 1253, and it's small difference. Please let me correct this also. Let me correct this error. Oops. Just hold on. Okay. Now this is there. Okay. Now, if you see, it says that there are cash flows of getting back $1,252 per year, and it says that this is equivalent to that if we invested $5,000 today. I mean, simple. We invested $5,000 today, and we will be able to get back in 5 years, each year, uniform flow of $1,252 coming to us. So this is equivalent. So it says at the end of 5 years, the payment exactly repaid the 5,000 debt with the interest rate 8%. We say that lender received 8% rate of return. So we are trying to clear the concept. For example, this can be, I will put it another way. I ask you, in order to make this, Mohsin, in order to make this clear, I'm trying to put it the other way around. Just hold on. We are told that if our business is giving back $1,252 every year for how many years?
5.
For 5 years. This is 5. Right? And somebody tells us the investment you have to make in order to get, for example, the business which you are establishing, that will require $5,000 of investment, and the max which you will be able to earn from that business back will be $1,252 each year. So now the question is, what is the value of I? Actually, this is the problem. You have independently done the analysis to establish the factory. I need to spend $5,000, and the maximum my generating capacity is 100,000 bricks per month or 1 million bricks per year, whatever you know the capacity of your machine. There are off days, there are week offs days, there are public holidays, there are working days, shift of 8 hours, you will work in one shift, whatever is your model. We're not going into that detail, but you worked out all the plus and minuses. The benefit you will get will be $1,252. What is the I? So when you calculate the value of it, comes out to be 8%. So this is, we are trying to explain you that this is the perspective of lenders received, that how much money, how much is the interest, how much is the return. Let me not use the word interest. What is the value of return on this investment? So that is 8%. So from this perspective, we will move onward. So what it says, the interest rate on the balance of loan such that unpaid loan balance is equal to 0 when the final payment is made. This was another example. That the term internal refers to the fact that this calculation does not involve external factors such as inflation. So we call it internal. Why internal? Because we are not considering the inflations and those factors. That is why. So let's see what is the definition. Given a cash flow stream, rate of return, also known as IRR, is the interest rate I star at which the benefits are equivalent to the costs. I just explained you this. Is it clear, Mohsin? Amir?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Clear?
sir.
Okay. Let me move further. So what we did is we make the net present value equal to 0. Why? Mohsin, do you know why? Explanation which I gave you means actually this. You transform everything to the present worth in a such a way that you get a 0 net present worth. ये समझ आ रही है आमिर को कि कंफ्यूजन है?
सर इनिशियल में सर तो कोई बेनिफिट नहीं किया इसलिए मेरा ख्याल.
सॉरी क्या हुआ है?
सर इनिशियली में तो कोई मतलब बेनिफिट वगैरह तो नहीं किया, तो इसलिए मेरे ख्याल में ये जीरो।
हाँ देखिए, हमने बड़ा सिंपल कॉन्सेप्ट है अभी जो व्हाट आई एक्सप्लेन वाज, फॉर एग्जांपल इफ दिस इज द कैश फ्लो, फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से दिस इज द कैश फ्लो, whatever it can be very random. So this is the present worth. So the problem is for example we have f is equal to p into 1 plus I raised to power n. So we have the values of p over here. Yes, we have the values of f, so we can do it. We will learn that. Actually this is to be learned, it is coming up. So you will see that we will do some technique that the net value of p minus f, actually again p, but from the future worth values should become equal to 0. We will find out that both the sides should be equal. Actually this is the problem which we are trying to solve. When you take this side, this value over there, so f minus p or p dash or whatever should be equal to 0. So that is the objective. So net present worth is set to be 0, and we find the value of I. So you see present worth of benefits minus present worth of cost should be 0. Present worth of benefit is equal to present worth of cost. This is what we are showing in front of you. Or if you take the ratio, I mean, if you divide it from this side, so this is actually divisor should be equal to 1. F by P should be equal to 1 with this certain values over here. आमिर क्लियर है? कंफ्यूज तो नहीं हो रहे? सिंपल इक्वेशन की हम बात करें, नथिंग कॉम्प्लिकेटेड.
अभी क्लियर हो गया.
Okay. We are just trying to tell you this is what it is. You should not be confused that, oh, why 1? We said sir told me that it should be 0. If it is divisor, then it is 1. If it is subtraction, then it will be 0, or both should be equal, or net present worth should be 0. I mean, this is, all of them mean the same thing actually. Nothing something high tech, but only from the economic perspective. I'm trying to make sure that you're not confused. But this is simple mathematics. Okay, now this is the cash flow. Let's see an example. $700 you're spending. After 1 year, $100, $175, $250, $325 on the 4th year. Suppose you have the following cash flow stream. You invest $700 and then receive $100, $175, $250, and $325 at the end of 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th year respectively. What is the IRR for your investment? What is the internal rate of return for your investment? So please keep in mind, up till this class, before this class, we were always given the value of I, generally 8%, 10%, 6%, that this is the value fixed by a bank. But now we have changed our perspective. Please keep this in mind. This is our business. We have spent 700 million rupees, or 700,000 rupees, or 700 rupees, whatever. And after 1 year, this will be our earning from our business, 175 from our business, and so on. So we are asked that what is the IRR? What is the IRR? We want to see that. Let's see. Solving for I, it turns out to be 6.09. Now my question is, can you solve this? Anyone who will tell me that how to solve the value, get the value of I? This is a simple cash flow in front of you. You know the formula, basic formula. You have already done so many problems yourself on the board. Can you find the value of I?
Yes, sir, I think. Sir,
Mohsin says yes. Anybody else? Anybody else? खामोशी खामोशी. बाकी लोग जाग रहे हैं कि सो चुके हैं?
सर ग्रेडियंट फार्मूला से मालूम कर सकते हैं इस चीज को?
अच्छा एक मिनट, ग्रेडियंट फार्मूला, ओके, वन ऑप्शन, ठीक है। मुदस्सिर, अच्छा है, आपने कुछ जो जवाब दिया गलत सही इज अनदर इशू, नो प्रॉब्लम, वी विल करेक्ट इट, बट जस्ट वांटेड इंटरेस्टेड टू सी who has the some thinking process going on. Mohsin has an idea, Mudassir has an idea, anybody else? Fatima, do you know how to solve it?
जी हमारे पास F और P गिवन है, N भी
एक
गिवन है।
सेकंड आमिर, एक सेकंड, आमिर भी कर सकते, ठीक है, पूछता हूं, मैं भी पूछता हूं, नो इशू, मैं थोड़ा सा बाकी लोगों को मौका दे रहा हूं कि दे शुड थिंक कि क्या हो सकता है। फातिमा, आर यू प्रेजेंट?
यस सर।
कुछ फातिमा, कुछ जहन में आ रहा है कि हाउ टू सॉल्व इट, कि नहीं अभी जहन में नहीं आ रहा? कोई मसला नहीं, इफ यू हैव एन आइडिया गुड इनफ, इफ नो, नो प्रॉब्लम।
सर अभी तो सर सिंपल फार्मूला से भी हो सकता है ना, जो हमने बिल्कुल सिंपल वाला पहले वाला फार्मूला किया था।
अच्छा ठीक है, ठीक है, आप भी सोच रही हैं, ठीक है, यू आर थिंकिंग, यू हैव एन आइडिया कि जो हमारे पास बेसिक फार्मूलाज थे उनको हम यूज करके कर लें, ठीक है, ओके, गुड इनफ। अच्छा मोहम्मद हमजा, कुछ जहन में आती है बात?
सर मेरे ख्याल से जो इंटरेस्ट के फार्मूलेस थे उससे कर सकते हैं।
यस, ठीक है। अच्छा, कोई इफ समबडी वांट्स टू, आमिर कुछ कहना चाह रहा था, फिर आगे चलते हैं।
सर मैं ये कहना चाह रहा था कि सर F और P गिवन है और N भी गिवन है सर, मतलब 1 ईयर के लिए अगर हम करते हैं फिर 2 ईयर के लिए तो उसे आई फिर निकलेगा।
ठीक है, ठीक है। अच्छा देखें, irrespective of formula, पहली बात तो kindly I want to say, somebody said can we use the formula of gradient? So no, gradient is not possible. Why? Because you see, for gradient you have to have zero value over here, on this you have to have value of g, over you have to have a value of 2g and 3g and so on. So you can't use that formula over here, it is not fitting that. But anyways, so what we are, if you see that what we have done is we use the basic first principle formula, we put the value of p, we equate this in equation that all these value, देखें, this is giving you let me just write over here, your fundamental formula is f is equal to p into 1 plus I raised to power n. This is your basic formula. Now you're interested to find p, so p will be equal to f divided by 1 plus I raised to power n. Am I right, Amir?
Yes sir.
Am I right? Okay, Amir, Mudassir, are you getting me? Mudassir. Imad, are you following me? Imad.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Fatima, are you getting my point? What I'm writing, this one, is it clear? This
Yes,
one?
sir.
Okay. So now you see, this is P1. So if we find F1 will be equal to P1, wrong. P1 will, sorry, my handwriting. P1 will be equal to F1, which is 100 divided by 1 plus I and raised to power 1. Similarly, if we have this F2, we have to transform it to P, so we can write that P2 is equal to F2. F2 is 175 divided by 1 plus I raised to power
2.
Yes. Similarly, same fashion, P3 will be equal to what? P3 will be equal to anyone? P3 will be equal to,
Sir 250 divided by 1 plus I raised to power 3.
yes, 250 divided by 1 plus I raised to power 3. And then P4 will be equal to what? Please बताएं.
325 divided by 1 plus I raised to
325
4.
divided by 1 plus I.
Yes, divided by 4. Okay. Now you see over here, this is what we have done. We have equated this. We said that, now from the basic understanding, we know that 700 will be equal to P1 plus P2 plus P3 plus P4. That's all. And you write this value. Now you see in this case, I is not known. This is what we have to find. So you have to solve for I. How you do it? Forget about that. That is easy to do. You can do it we will discuss this in a second. So from solving this value of I, you get the value 6.09%. Are you following me? फातिमा, आपको क्लियर है ये बात जो मैंने बताई कि हमारा आई की वैल्यू इस सॉल्व करने से 6.09 आ रही है? मुदस्सिर को क्लियर हो गया?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So our business, this business model, if our assumptions are correct, we spent 700,000 rupees by starting a small business. After 1 year, we will get 100,000 rupees profit, for example. These all are profits. Then we assume that next year we'll get 175,000 rupees. We are doing the marketing of our product. People are starting to know quality is good. We are assuming that it will go to be 175. And then next year we will get 250,000 rupees profit. And fourth year we'll get 320. This is our assumption, no doubt. So based on this assumption, we can figure out that our business has a return of 6%. Now you need, just for the sake of comparison, if the same amount of money was invested in bank, you can go to the bank and ask what is the value of I. Just as an example, I'm just giving an example. So if you go to the bank, I think right now the banks are, I think so, I'm not sure, but my memory suggests current value of I issued by the State Bank of Pakistan. I think so. If I may be wrong, please, this is a big disclaimer, I may be wrong, but my memory suggests 5.5%. I think so. Maybe 5 or maybe 5.5. I think 5.5. I think so. But you can confirm. But let's assume I am right. Let's assume I am right. Now you can see you have two choices. If you invest in the bank, you will get only 5.5%. But when you invest in business, you will get 6.09%. Okay. I think 2 years back or 1.5 years back, the State Bank of Pakistan had this I value, interest value set. I think it was like, I don't remember exactly, but I think it was like maybe 10% or 11%, something like that. I may be wrong. You can check it for 1.5 or 2 years back. But let's assume the State Bank of Pakistan has given a policy. Now you have the idea in front of you, and for this problem, if you invested the same money in the bank, you would have got 10% rate of return. And in this case, you're getting 6.09. But anyways, I know you will be saying that I want to do the business because the other one is not okay. You're not okay. Yes, understandable. But I'm just trying to make you understand that understanding these formulas, which we had a discussion in the beginning, is just not that you are only and only investing in bank and institution and getting the interest. So you see, this is very, very useful for doing the analysis of your business also. Let's move further. Amir, clear ho gaya na?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So why to find IRR? Compound interest tables. You may need to use interpolation. So anyways, it is telling you, actually, previously when computers were not there, it was very difficult to do such calculation. So there were some tables which could be used, and you can do the interpolation and find them. I think that is an old case, but at least, so the other one is a trial and error. By the way, if you put this equation in Microsoft Excel, can you do this? Amir, my question is to Amir. Amir, can you, if I tell you to open Microsoft Excel and write this value, can you solve this?
Yes, sir.
What will be the process?
सर ये जो डिफरेंट वैल्यू के लिए सर हम कर लेंगे कि नेट प्रेजेंट वर्थ जो है सर हमारे पास मतलब इक्वल आ जाए फिर
नहीं, मगर कैसे करेंगे? फातिमा, चले खैर है। आमिर, एक मिनट। फातिमा, डू यू नो हाउ टू सॉल्व इट इन एक्सेल? फातिमा?
नो सर।
ओके, मोहसिन?
एक्सेल में शायद ऑलरेडी प्रेजेंट हो फार्मूलाज वगैरह।
अच्छा, नहीं, आपको भी नहीं पता। ओके, मुदस्सिर?
यस सर, पहले सर इनपुट डेटा मतलब हम इनपुट का डेटा हम इनपुट करेंगे, इसके बाद इस पे फार्मूला अप्लाई करेंगे तो आउटपुट आ जाएगा सर।
नहीं, कौन सा फार्मूला अप्लाई करेंगे यार?
सर यही जो फार्मूला है सर।
करके बताऊं आपको? शुड आई यूज एक्सेल एंड शो यू?
यस सर, प्लीज।
Okay, let me switch to Excel. Just hold on. Let me switch to Can you see Excel now? अब आप देख सकते हैं एक्सेल की शीट?
यस सर, देख सकते हैं।
ओके, मुझे सिर्फ वो लाने दें, ये जो वैल्यूज थी। ओके, ओके। मैं चलिए इसका इमेज भी इधर डाल देता हूँ। लेट इट बी लेट्स से P is equal to what? 700?
700।
आपको नजर आ रहा है? स्क्रीन छोटी तो नहीं है? बड़ा करूं थोड़ा सा? अभी बेहतर है? अभी नजर आ रहा है?
यस सर, वैसे बोले सर।
तो नहीं यार, ये अननोन नंबर। आवाज तो आ रही है ना मेरी?
यस सर।
ओके, ठीक है फातिमा, थैंक यू फॉर टेलिंग मी। मुझे ये छोटी छोटी चीजें बाज़ दफ़ा बड़ा हेल्प करती हैं। लेट मी सी कि मेरा स्टॉर्म फाइबर लगता है कि अभी भी सोया हुआ है। लेट मी चेक, जस्ट 1 सेकंड प्लीज। असल में ये व्हाट्सएप पे किसी ने कॉल की है तो मैंने कहा ये कनेक्शन ही हमारा ब्रेक ना कर दे। जस्ट लेट मी चेक इफ माय स्टॉर्म फाइबर इज बैक। अच्छा, चलिए, ये होता रहेगा। So can you see the Excel sheet clearly? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So P is 700. Then we have F1 is equal to how much? Please बोलते जाएं जरा, quick बोलें ताकि मैं हो जाए। But then F2 is equal to how much?
$175.
175. Then we have F3 is equal to how much? $250. $250. Then we have F4 equal to
$325.
$325. Okay. So ऐसा फॉर्मेट भी ठीक कर लेते हैं इस तरह। को लिखने की जरूरत नहीं, बहरहाल मैंने लिख दिया है एनीवेज, नो इशू। ओके, सो we need to find IRR is equal to, it's a question mark. This is what we have to do. Okay, now if you see over here, we have done this value that let's say IRR is actually unknown. Fine. let's say we take it 0. Okay. Now this is to be determined. So IRR will be equal to what? Is equal to minus 700 plus 100 divided by 1 plus I. ठीक है, right? 1 plus, let me take this value as I, bracket close. Just hold on. I will just make it 0 for now. Okay, 0. So let me check the formula again. Minus 700 plus 100 divided by 1 plus, नहीं divided by नहीं, गलत हो गया. This is divided by. मुझे correct करेंगे. Amir, please correct me if I make a mistake, which I always make. Plus 175 divided by 1 plus I. And what is I? This is my I, which is unknown. I don't know that. Bracket close. Raised to power how much? Raised to power?
Sir, 2.
2. Okay. Then plus 250 divided by 1 plus I. And what is I? Which I don't know. This is this cell, which is B7. Bracket close. Raised to power?
3, sir.
3. And plus 325 divided by 1 plus I. Again this I, which I don't know. Raised to power?
4.
4. Very good, Fatma. And oops, sorry. Raised to power 4. Enter. Okay. Now minus 700, this, which I don't know. Now if you see, let me make it like this. Okay. Or I can make it percentage like this. By trial, let me put 1%. I get this value. Right? If I put 10%, I get this value. So you see, when I'm 1%, I'm plus 125. When I am 10%, I'm minus 54. So I cross somewhere to 0. You see this line? I cross somewhere to 0, which I don't know. So now there are two options. One option is your manual hit and trial, 5%, 5 point something percent, something like that. Now the other option which I want to suggest is to use goal seek. And that is how you go to data, you go to what if analysis, goal seek, select cell. So which cell? This cell. No, sorry. This cell equals to what? 0. Right? Our target is net present worth should be equal to 0. By changing which cell? By changing this cell. Enter. Okay. Oops, some. Okay. So you can see this is, just hold on. It is exponential 0.05. So there is a tallness. Let me convert into normal number so that you're not confused. That sir, this is something very, very big. Can you see this is 0? I mean, it's not actually full 0, but acceptable. This is actually not IRR. This is the net present worth equal to 0. Are you okay? Are you happy with this? 4 zeros and 4 7 dollars. Amir?
Yes, sir. Equal हो गए, sir.
This is 0 actually. This is 0. Please, we are engineers. 0.
Yes, sir.
What is the value of I? What is the value of IRR? Amir, what is the value of IRR?
6.91%.
जी बोले
6.91%.
yes, absolutely. So this is the return which you are getting. So you can do the hit and trial method. I mean, in this case, the software is doing it for you. Otherwise, you have to do it manually. So now you see, your net profits and net worth are become equal. So if it is less than 6.91%, so you have a problem, right? Let me show you. I copy it and I paste it. I make it, let's say, 6%. So this is the difference. If I make it 10%, so this is the difference. So anyways, over here you get the maximum benefit out of that. Now coming back to the, I hope you understand the process now. Fatima, clear हो गया?
Yes, sir.
ठीक है. So let me switch back. So so now let me not get too much entangled over here right now. So you can do various functions, and yes, Excel also has an IRR function. You can do that, but we did it by that way. MATLAB can do it. So I just gave you the hints how to do it. So let's go further. Acha. So where value is 0, it defines the IRR. Okay, another small example, very quickly we can see. We have this cash flow, 1252, and then 5,000 is the, we solve it for 7%, 8%, and 9%. So we are getting these values. It tells you that 8% is the one where you get the value equals to 0. Now interest table, actually we don't have the interest table, but let's see. We actually use the tables to do it. By the way, you can very quickly do it by calculator as well. If the problem is simple, I mean, if there are 3 or 4 values, so you can do it with the hand calculation as well. But if the values are too much, then definitely it takes a lot of time to do that. So anyways, this is trying to show you how to do it. You equate them and you get the value of IRR. Same concept, same things. Over here, what it is doing is, please now, if this is the problem given to you, what is being done? Oops. Is it clear? From this, you get a value of A, and this gives you 10, 20, 30, 40, and 50. Now in this case, for example, you can use the, what is the value of G in this case? What is the value of G?
10, sir.
Yes. Now you have, what you are doing is, you are using 2 formulas. You will have equated 125 is equal to, you have to convert this A into P. So you will use a formula, P by A formula. Plus, you're going to use over here G by P formula. I mean, formula between G and P, formula between P and A. So you have those formulas plugged in without knowing the value of I, and then you solve them. And you get, from there, you will get the value of IRR. Got it? You can see. This is the formula for this, and this is the formula for G to solve it. Mohsin, Amir, Fatima,
Yes, sir.
clear है?
जी, sir.
Okay, good. फिर इसी तरह ये एक और प्रॉब्लम है, प्लीज ये आप यू कैन गो थ्रू देम, यू शुड बी एबल टू डू इट. मैंने आपको तरीका भी बता दिया, आप उससे भी करें. There's another problem. Another problem. Okay. अच्छा जी, rate of return ROR analysis कहता है the net present worth of a project is $32,000. The net present worth of a project is $32,000. The equivalent uniform annual benefit is $2,800. The project will produce 23% rate of return. 23% rate of return. Just hold on. You're missing to me. Okay. The third statement is perhaps most widely understood. It says that this statement, everybody understands that this project will produce 23% rate of return. The rate of return analysis is probably the most frequently used analysis technique in the industry, in the field. Its major advantage is that it provides a figure of merit that is readily understood. You understand what it means. 23%, for example, will mean if you invest in bank, it will give you 23% return after a certain period of time, which is very, very high. I don't think so any bank will give this. Rate of return analysis has another advantage. With net present worth or equivalent uniform annual series, one must choose an interest rate for using the calculation. One must choose an interest rate for using in the calculation. This choice may possibly be difficult or controversial. Controversial, right? You say no interest. With ROR's analysis, no exterior interest rate is introduced. Ladies and gentlemen, with this ROR analysis, you are not using any external rate I. It is your own value of I which comes out in your calculation. No bank, nothing. You are investing, you're having a cash flow expected, and you find the value of I. Nothing to do with the bank. Samajh aa rahi hai? Amir, do you remember our first discussion when we were describing what is interest? We had a thorough debate. Many people had argued, sir, it is not okay and this and that, right? It was controversial. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
But this controversy.
Yes, it was about.
Ji Amir, dobara bole.
Sir, we did discussion round about whole class.
Yeah, it was overall discussion, just not only related to the interest, but we were also understanding what it is. And thus, yes, we had a substantial debate that it is good or bad. That was one part of it, big part of it, but one part of it. So it was controversial. Now that controversy should be gone, Amir.
Yes, sir.
वो कंट्रोवर्सी, वो जो झगड़ा है वो खत्म हुआ है मोहसिन कि नहीं? अभी भी वो झगड़ा मौजूद है?
Yes, but in some scenarios, sir.
जी मोहसिन, आवाज नहीं आई आपकी, समझ नहीं आई.
हम केसेस में तो खत्म हो गई है सर, लेकिन
हाँ, बिल्कुल मोहसिन, अब तो हम अपनी जेब से पैसे निकालेंगे, इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, और उससे हमें कैश फ्लो एक्सपेक्टेड है, हम उसका एनालिसिस कर सकते हैं कि हमें कितना रिटर्न मिल रहा है, हम क्या स्ट्रेटजीज करें कि इस आई को बढ़ाएं. ये तो हमारा इंटरनल प्रॉफिट की बात है. वी आर नॉट एंगेज्ड इन एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ इंस्टीट्यूशनल borrowing where we are giving the money or taking the money, or it is riba ya us. So this is our own business actually. Okay. So कहता है instead we compute ROR from the ये जो cash flow आपने system दिया हुआ है. Warning, relying only on ROR is not always a good idea. अच्छा, अब ये कह रहा है कि but it is suggesting you that please just don't only rely on ROR. It may be misleading you. I mean, you have to be careful and intelligent. Which of the following two investment options would you select? आपसे पूछ रहा. Option 1, invest 2,000 today. 2,000 today. At the end of 1, 2, and 3 years, get 100, 100, and 500 profit. At the end of your year, you get 2,200. अच्छा. Option 2 क्या है? Invest 2,000 today, same amount invested today. At end of 1 year, 1, 2, 3, you get 100, 100, and 100 profit. At the end of year, you get 2,200. 2,000. देखिए, let me draw it. ये चले जाने दो, लंबा हो जाएगा. अच्छा, अब आपसे पूछता है कि इनमें से कौन सी ऑप्शन आपने सेलेक्ट करनी है. $2,000 आपने आज इन्वेस्ट किए. पहले 3 साल आपने 100, 100 और $500 प्रॉफिट मिला और 4th ईयर आपको 2,200 मिला. ये पहले केस में. दूसरे केस में आपको पहले साल 100, 100, पहले 2-3 साल 100, 100 and 100 है और चौथे साल में आपका 2,000 है. So asking you which one you are going to choose. अच्छा, the payment is 2,000 in both the cases. Option 1. What you do is you equate that 2,000 like this, like we already did. IRR comes out to be 10.78. Option 2, you invest the same amounts, put that into the formula and calculate. The IRR comes out to be 3.82. Which deal would you prefer? Which deal would you prefer?
Option 1.
ठीक हो गया. आगे चलते हैं. Now let's see another thing. Minimum attractive rate of return, MARR, minimum attractive rate of return. Let's see. The minimum attractive rate of return the company will accept on the money it invests. The MARR is usually calculated by financial analysts in the company and provide to those who evaluate the projects. It is the same as the interest rate used for present worth and annual worth analysis. Suppose you must choose between option projects A or B. There are two options in front of you. You have to choose. We can rewrite that the cash flow system आपका है for B as B is equal to A plus B minus A. In this presentation, B and F two components. First is the जो आपका cash flow है और एक annual worth है. The increment, the difference between the two. अभी समझ आती है. Let's hold on. Just hold on. We'll go to the cash flow and you will understand what it means. B is preferred to A when IRR on the difference B minus A exceeds the MARR. There are two options. Maybe both are giving you some value, but you will see that we will choose one over the other when you will see. अभी cash flow से आपको clear होगा. अभी थोड़ा सा vague है. Just hold on. Thus, to choose one option B and A, IRR analysis is done by computing IRR on the incremental investment. Let's see. Just hold on. Let me go to. This is difficult to understand like this. Just hold on. Okay, here we are. You see, you have years 0 and 1. You have value of A, project A, you have project B. This is your option 1 and this is your option 2. Now we have to do analysis. You are investing $10 or $10 million or 10 million rupees. You are investing 20 million rupees. You are getting 15 millions of return or rupees or dollar, whatever. And you're getting 28. Now these two are sort of confusing. So we have to see which one. The IRR from one gives you 50. The IRR from the second one gives you 40. Right? So you will say select A. We have set the goal that minimum attractive rate of return should be 6%. So over here, we are taking the difference between the two. This is the differential option. You subtract this from this and this from this, B minus A. Minus 20 minus 10 will become minus 10. I mean, if both the if option B is taken as the reference, as a reference, so how much extra you have to spend in B? You have to spend $10 million or 10 million rupees more. And how much benefit extra you will get is 13. Now solve this one. Solve this one. From here you get the IRR. We call it delta IRR, which is B minus A IRR. For this transaction, you find the value of IRR is 30. Right? So if this 30 is greater than, if this 30 is greater than this value, you can go for that. But if it is less than that, you will not go for it. So you select actually option B. It is giving you the differential in positive, so you will select option B. This is what the delta IRR is. Although now this is an analysis. If you don't do this, apparently it sees that A has a 50% IRR and B has 40% IRR, and it is suggesting you to go for A actually. But B got $8 return from 20 investment and A only got $5 return from $10 investment. So project B put you $20 in project A to get return from here. So because of this reason, we select for two different options. If you are making a business plan and there is option 1 and there is option 2, then in that case you will do the delta IRR in order to choose which option you have to select. So this is another example. I will suggest kindly you people go through these examples. I just want to switch to very quick miscellaneous topic. We will discuss those later on, but very quickly, just for a few minutes, I would touch those. Just hold on. We have already touched on some of the things, but I would still want that. दूसरा मुझे मौसम याद कराएंगे. I remember the last lecture, online lecture, which we had before 9th June or 6th June when the face-to-face classes started. I remember I think I forgot to upload them. You have to please remind me that I must upload those also in the classroom.
और सर जी ये बुक जो इकोनॉमिक्स की जो बुक्स है सर ये अवेलेबल है सर
लाइब्रेरी में अवेलेबल है. मुझे सॉफ्ट आई हैव नो आइडिया, मेरे पास नहीं है, आप चेक कर लें. लाइब्रेरी में तो थी अवेलेबल.
ओके सर.
अच्छा, very quickly, various types of costs. For example, right now we were discussing that you might be starting a business, and that business is for example starting a block manufacturing. Now we just hypothetically just took the number randomly that you have spent 200,000 rupees today in order to establish a small company which will give you a revenue of 100,000 rupees first year, 200,000 next year, and so on. But please keep in mind, all these numbers will take your days. It depends upon the size of project. Can take your days and weeks if it is a small company to find out that what those numbers could be. It's not that simple that you just sit on a desk and just start zooming it. For example, let's say the first thing we are trying to do is we want to have a block manufacturing company established in Peshawar. Now the first question in front of us will be, where should we have this company? Any idea? Amir or anyone? Fatima? Anyone? where should this company be located in Peshawar? What are the options? Should we start the block manufacturing company on somewhere around road number 2 in Peshawar University? Is that a feasible location? Possible?
नो सर, कारखानों की तरफ सर.
Okay. किसने कहा कारखानों की तरफ?
सर मैं
अच्छा, आमिर ने कहा. ठीक है. Okay. One option is कारखानों means actually industrial area. Yes, very good. What else? Where else? Everybody is sleeping. Shamroz, Usama. Shamroz, Usama.
Sir, we have places around Ring Road also where we can construct it.
Yes. Okay, let's say two options. Now, just a guess from Usama and Amir, what will be the size, what will be the cost if we are interested to buy the land, let's say in industrial estate versus somewhere on Ring Road? Just a guess number. What will be the cost per canal in industrial estate and versus Ring Road? Amir and Usama, a guess, just a guess.
सर 1 crore प्लस होगा सर. Let's suppose 150 lakh.
150 lakh per marla. क्या नहीं? 100 नहीं. 1 crore means 1 crore means 10 million. 1 crore 50 lakh means 15 million.
सर 1 million per marla sir.
Okay, 1 million per marla, so 200 million. No, sorry, not 200, 20 million, which means 2 crore, 20 million. Okay, what about the Ring Road? What about the Ring Road?
उसमें कम होगा जरा. 8 lakh होगा.
Number दे दे ना, number दे दे.
8 lakh sir.
Okay, so you see, just I'm trying to, actually there, my concern is now, I'm not really interested right now that what actually is the cost of land, but you have two options with two different values of purchasing the land. Now the question could also be, okay, let us go with this option for these two options. So one is, for example, 8 million into 160 million will be the purchase of land. The other one will be 220 million for the purchase of land. Then you need to buy the equipment. So the equipment cost may be again, let's say 20 million, or if it is small, maybe let's say 10 million. So 10 million equipment here and 10 million equipment there. So you add the cost to that land cost. And then the erection of buildings and so on and so forth. So let's assume option A, which is the industrial estate, comes out to be 50 million. Option B comes out to be, for example, let's say 40 million. Now, maybe transportation of those blocks from industrial estate to Islamabad, to Mardan, to Swabi, to Kohat is to be done. Let's assume, just as an assumption, that from industrial estate, you can only transport at night time, but at Ring Road, you can transport anytime. I don't know, it's maybe not the case, but maybe if that is the case. So another scenario. So number of trucks, how much trucks you can send at night? What is the production capacity of your things? Now, in this case, your maintenance cost, your overhead costs, repair cost will come into play. You have to estimate for different options. Maybe your factory in industrial estate on a proper solid location has less maintenance, but if you are on Ring Road, maybe that area is somewhat underlying in depression, and maybe at times when it is over flooding, you are stuck for a few days actually to take the water out. Production is stopped, but you took the risk of doing it. I mean, these can be the real scenarios of stoppage of business at certain times. So your overhead cost can go up. But the point I'm trying to make is you have to build and work out all these costs, all these benefits. You're going to have a marketing team who will go to various organizations, societies, to market your product. That will also be your overhead cost. The cost you will paying to 1 or 2 or 3 MBAs or maybe an engineers who are marketing your product, and then you are having some advertisement on the YouTube or on the print media or on television or radio will also be costing you some money. So all these costs will be overhead costs. You have to plug them in, and definitely you're going to assume them. Similarly, when you are getting the profits, inflows, you will have certain taxes deducted. You will have income tax deducted by FBR. You will have sales tax deducted by FBR. You will have the provincial KEPRA, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa regulatory authorities taxes to be deducted, and so on. If you are a filer, which I will always encourage, you must be a filer, you will have much benefits than not being a filer. The tax rates are higher. So all these things will be part and parcel of your cash flow. So what I'm trying to explain is this cash flow, which we discussed different options today, will not be coming up just merely by sitting on the table with your partner or yourself, and you will spend 1 hour or 2 hours and you will make a fancy cash flow with the numbers plugged in. No, with each number you will have to satisfy yourself that that number is coming up realistically. Salaries of people you have to assume, electricity data you have to assume, and then you have to move on. You have to put certain factors of increase in the salaries and increase in the electricity cost and so on, and then your cash flow will be a realistic cash flow. So the point again is to tell you that all these costs, maintenance, repair, overhead cost, should be part and parcel of your cash flow. Otherwise it will be an incomplete cash flow. You will just be very happy person. Oh, my minimum attractive rate of return is this much, I'm earning more than that, and I'm good to go. But in reality, it will be wrong assumption. It is just like designing a foundation with only live load and you forgot the dead load, or you're just designing it for dead load and you forgot the live load. And maybe live load is very heavy in case of, for example, bridges. You're designing it for live load, you're designing it for live dead load, you forgot for the seismic loads. So you can't forget. You have to include each and every possible costs which are there. And similarly, you have to ensure that the estimations which you are making for your earning inflows should also be realistic. Now, you may think I will take conservative value of my inflows. Conservative means what? Amir, हम अपनी कंपनी का अर्निंग का जो हम कमाएंगे उसका अंदाजा लगाना चाह रहे हैं, और मैं कहता हूं कि हम अगर उसमें अप्रोच रखते हैं वेरी कंजर्वेटिव अप्रोच. व्हाट डज दैट मीन?
सर मतलब ब्रॉड सेंस में बात नहीं कर, मतलब नैरो सेंस में सर.
अच्छा, फातिमा क्या मतलब हुआ? अगर मैं रिपीट कर देता हूं फातिमा, मैं क्वेश्चन रिपीट करता हूं. हम बैठे हैं और अपने बिजनेस के अंदर एक इशू को लेके पकड़ा हुआ है कि हाउ मच वी विल बी सेलिंग आवर प्रोडक्ट्स पर मंथ एंड फॉर ए ईयर. तो हम ये एस्टिमेट करें साल में कितनी हमारे ब्लॉक्स या ब्रिक्स सेल हो जाएंगे और उससे हमें कितना अर्निंग इनफ्लोज होंगे. तो ये हम एस्टिमेट करें. तो मैं कहता हूं कि इफ यू डू ए highly conservative approach, what does that mean? Fatima.
सर इसका मतलब है कि हम ब्रॉड सेंस में बात नहीं करेंगे, मतलब जो हमारे रिस्ट्रिक्शंस बहुत होंगी.
नहीं, ब्रॉड सेंस की तो मुझे समझ नहीं आई, लेकिन कंजर्वेटिव का क्या मतलब है कि हम जो पैसे एज्यूम करेंगे वो हम बहुत, यानी कि एज्यूम करेंगे कि बहुत कम हमें मार्जिन मिल रहा है, बहुत कम हमारी अर्निंग हो रही है, या बहुत ज्यादा अर्निंग हो रही है. व्हाट विल बी द कंजर्वेटिव अप्रोच?
सर बहुत कम करेंगे.
Yes, absolutely right. So now coming back to the point, if we are making a very, very highly conservative approach, at the end of the day, we will be we might be thinking that, oh, it is good to have a very conservative approach. It is good to have a if you think that the conservative approach will be very, very good because you will be safe, you will not be making a mistake, you know what will happen at the day end when you will complete the analysis, you will be holding your head, oh, this business is not profitable, let me not do it. On the other hand, if you make a very, very unconservative approach, you assume too lavishly, आप बड़ी खुशफहमी का शिकार हो जाएं कि I will be earning so huge amount of money, you will be very happy and you will go for the choice, and at the end of the day, when you will start the business, you are going to lose a lot and you will be in trouble. So my point, I'm trying to make a point over here. If you make a very highly conservative approach, you are not going to start the business because it appears to be not favorable. And if you assume other way around, highly unconservative, you will be doomed, God forbid. Your business will be in trouble. You will be making a huge losses actually. So the point I'm trying to make is it should be realistic. It should be optimum. And within that optimum level, then slightly conservative should be okay. Not too conservative. So because otherwise you will not be able to start. So you have to do a sensitivity analysis as well. This is called a sensitivity analysis. I think we will do it in break-even analysis, sensitivity analysis. So you have to be very realistic. You can't be very, very conservative because you will not be starting then. It will stop you. It will tell you don't do it because it is not profitable. The other side is it will be telling you a rosy picture. Oh, just start the project today because it is giving you so much. You will become a billionaire in 2 years' time. So a very wrong picture maybe. So it has to be very realistic. Everything has to be very realistic with certain plus minus margins. You will definitely keep certain margins. You will be a little conservative, but reasonably conservative. Too much conservative will again kill your initiative. Fatma, clear?
Yes, sir.
Inamullah. Clear? मुदस्सिर, इनाम तो लगता है एब्सेंट है. इनाम को we should
Yes, sir. Clear है, sir.
ठीक है, good. इनाम, where is इनाम? इनामुल्लाह. इनामुल्लाह. Where is इनामुल्लाह?
नहीं है सर.
वही ना, इनाम अभी था और अभी चला गया. अटेंडेंस ली हुई है?
सॉरी सर, है इनाम है सर, कनेक्टेड है.
नहीं, इनाम तो मौजूद है लेकिन जवाब किधर दे रहा है? अगर इनाम मौजूद होता तो जवाब देता. या तो ऑन लॉग इन करके ही इज गॉन और या लॉग इन करके ही स्लीपिंग. आई डोंट नो व्हाट ही इज डूइंग, बट व्हाई ही इज नॉट रिस्पोंडिंग? इनामुल्लाह. नहीं, ही इज नॉट देयर. उसामा. उसामा.
जी सर.
उसामा क्लियर है?
जी सर, क्लियर है.
ओके. तो अटेंडेंस ले ली है आपने आमिर? आमिर.
यस सर.
अटेंडेंस हो चुकी है?
स्टार्ट में लिया था.
बस ठीक है, आप ज्यादा बेहतर समझते हैं. 11 स्टूडेंट हैं मेरे ख्याल में, नॉट मोर देन दैट. तो ठीक हो गया. आई थिंक वी स्टॉप ओवर हियर. आई विल अपलोड दिस लेक्चर और काइंडली वो रहें इन टच टीए के साथ. वी विल अरेंज दी एक्स्ट्रा क्लास टू गेट ओवर, बिकॉज वैसे तो टेक्निकली फॉर्मल हवाले से तो यही हमारी आखिरी क्लास बनती है, लेकिन स्टिल सिंस 2 क्लासेस वर मिस्ड, एक क्लास जो होगी वो ईद के हफ्ते वाली जो है वो मेरे ख्याल में मिस हो रही है, और दूसरी जो है वो पीछे स्ट्राइक्स वगैरह की वजह से. तो हम क्विकली जो है ये 2 क्लासेस लेके इसको इंशाल्लाह फॉर्मली खत्म कर लेंगे इंशाल्लाह. ठीक हो गया जनाब?
यस सर.
सो लेट्स एंड द क्लास. मैं रिकॉर्डिंग को स्टॉप कर लेता हूँ. अटेंडेंस आप काइंडली भेज दें आमिर, मुझे भी और इरफान को भी.